Welcome back, Smarties. Have you seen a good movie this week? Drop a recommendation in the comments. Let's contrast The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn, 2018, with the screen adaptation from 2021. Now, y'all are smarter and more observant than I am, but...
Wow, talking about observant, don't you think they'll observe the awful Photoshop job?
Well, I try to protect their precious eyeballs from my face.
Oh, that's kinda nice.
Thank you. Okay, I probably missed plenty of details, but here is my list of differences that I noticed between the novel and Netflix. Of course, that means this whole video has lots of spoilers. What even was this? Netflix completely undermined the artistic integrity of the original masterpiece. Nah, I'm just kidding. The movie was okay. You can tell someone cared a lot about the production, even though they left out about half of the book. Y'all know I've never been to university or anything, and I am not a film critic, just a book and movie fan. I was disappointed by how many details and characters the movie left out. You can find the movie for free with ads online. After the child pornography issue a couple years ago, my family and I stopped supporting Netflix, so I watched it at Dailymotion. Director Joe Wright, screenplay Tracy Letts, and music Danny Elfman. Y'all, the music was perfection, in my opinion. We got goats. Oh, we also have airplanes. According to IMDb, director Joe Wright has always loved the arts, especially painting. If that's true, it makes sense because the film feels like a carefully crafted painting. Now, I didn't like this version compared to the book, but as a movie, it is very good. Wright has directed a lot of movies based on novels, especially classic literature. The screenwriter Tracy Letts has 6 writing credits on IMDb, and most of their descriptions include intense, suspenseful material or law enforcement-related stories. His short, weird comedy from Playhouse 331 is at YouTube. It's called Cop Show, and it's from 2007. If I had written this as an original screenplay, I'd be obnoxiously proud of it. But in contrast with the source material, so much depth and detail is lost. Imagine the differences between the original Star Trek and the J.J. Abrams movies. It's like listening to a remix of a song. The basic melody and lyrics are the same, but many elements are shuffled around and lost. The pace is much faster. The opening is completely different. We don't see Anna with her camera until 27 minutes in. Instead, her therapist mentions at the beginning that Anna watches her neighbors, and she meets Ethan faster than in the book. With how fast everything was moving, I wondered what they were going to do with the hour and 40-minute runtime.
Well, Laura, can't make a 4-hour movie out of the book.
Well, no, but I do wish it didn't feel so rushed. We didn't see any of Anna's counseling online, where part of her healing was initiated by her helping others. The music immediately creates much more tension than the beginning chapters did. After the rush of chapter 1, the book slows for a while as we learn Anna's routine and mindset. The movie shows us these things through glimpses of action and awkward dialogue with others instead of internal processing. And the music keeps up a tense, panicked atmosphere. The first and only conversation between Anna and Katie had a lot more clues in it than their discussion in the book. The moment when we hear crying in David's room felt like the screenwriter was spoon-feeding the audience. I was shocked how obvious they were making that connection between David and Katie when the book exquisitely placed only enough clues to make us curious. Hey, if this video has ads, I'm sorry, that's not in my control and I don't have sponsors. But since we're here, let me invite you to listen to the Drunken Fish Writers Group podcast, where my writing group talks about their favorite books and movies and their personal projects. They never say guess who, which is how Anna greets her husband. This is why the villain uses this phrase later to freak out Anna. It had much more impact in the novel. And where is her physical therapist? And there is no clever online granny character to learn Anna's secrets. The movie completely changes the reason for Alistair's transfer and the drama around Ethan. Finding the letter about parole in David's room? Awkward contrivance. Yes, the conversation was awkward in the book too, but it felt crafted with more care than in the movie. At 53 minutes, Alistair confronts Anna totally different from the book. In the movie, he interrupts Ethan while he's talking to Anna. In the book, it's much more violent. He sneaks in with the basement key, which Anna had given to Ethan, and Alistair holds her by the throat. At first, the hookup between Anna and David in the book seemed pointless to me, and I was glad they left it out of the movie, but that moment makes it even more more hurtful and awkward when Anna accuses him in front of the cops. So the book made a good choice in creating that bond between them and letting it fizzle out quickly because it increased the tension and reader sympathy for Anna. It's a researched physiological fact that when you hook up with someone, even in a one night stand, there is a connection that is never lost. That's just the way the human mind works. And that's because most of us are not sociopaths. In the movie, Anna's drinking problem is conveyed more through people's comments than through actually witnessing her drinking. I did not like the way the movie handled the flashback to Anna's major tragedy. It played out a lot like a stage play instead of fitting the vibe of the rest of the movie. In a play, I would have appreciated it, but in the movie, it felt surreal and cheesy. However, that memory is surreal for Anna, and the segue was artistic and unique, so maybe everybody else liked it, just not me. I did think it was clever that the visual representation of that memory was forced to the forefront of her thoughts by crashing the accident into her living room in a kind of waking dream. One of the sloppiest changes to me was David's expositional dialogue. He tells Anna most of the things that she has to figure out for herself in the book. At an hour and 12 minutes, when Anna makes a video will, that felt out of character to me, but it was the movie's way to show us her state of mind, whereas the book could handle it more subtly. And when she survives the showdown, that victory makes us extra happy. Because of that video will, we see that now she's gone from completely defeated to triumphant, which is crucial for her mental health. However, when Ethan and Anna's showdown begins, it nearly causes whiplash compared to the book version. Not a great segue or confrontation. The only part that I found boring in the book was left out of the movie. It was the discovery of the rooftop garden. In the book, it's obvious that Finn was setting this up as Chekhov's garden to be used for something important later. But he had already mentioned the garden when he listed all the stories in the house, so I felt that section when David explores it was unnecessary. In the movie, the first time we see the garden is during the bloody showdown. And ironically, the showdown in the book was more cinematic to me. Why did they have Detective Little tell Anna that Jane Russell won't stop talking, but Alistair was the one who confessed in the book? We were supposed to be unsure whether the real Jane knew anything about Katie and Ethan. And why did the detective basically tell Anna, I already messed this case up, it can't get any worse, go ahead and delete whatever you want from your phone? Y'all, that felt like such lazy writing. Little was way cooler in the book, but that's just my opinion. At the end, Anna's venture outside was way too easy for someone with her struggle with agoraphobia. The book made that moment hard won and much more satisfying. Random. Something that bothered me in the book and the movie, why does it disturb everyone that Anna can go into her tenant's room? It's her house. And she was looking for her cat once, and the other time she was looking for her tenant because she was scared. No, I didn't like it when our landlady sent a fix-it guy to our backyard early in the morning without any warning, and he saw me in my birthday suit because I didn't know anyone was there, but David literally lives inside her house. As for the casting, you can't get much better. Gary Oldman is intimidating and mysterious as Alistair should be. Amy Adams plays Anna the way I imagined her. David is much more friendly than I expected. From the book, he seemed quiet and mopey, kind of monotone. And he's not Gregory Peck-like, which is how he's described by Finn. And that description was important because of Anna's obsession with older movies. Julianne Moore is not how I pictured the dark-haired Katie, but I'm glad she was in it because you know she's always amazing. Was anyone else surprised by how wonderful Anthony Mackie's voice is? A lot of his dialogue is played over Anna's daily activities, so we hear him more than we see him. And I wish he would read for audiobooks. On the positive side, some of the visuals portrayed internal struggles quite well and artistically. For example, the opening shot of snow made me feel sad because of one of the revelations in the book. Something the movie handled well, in my opinion, is weaving the mystery in while still establishing Anna's habits and flaws. And finally, if I hadn't read the book first, I probably would have thought more positively of the movie. Okay, I still haven't followed the rabbit trail about AJ Finn and lying about cancer or allegations of plagiarism. So if y'all know anything, the comment section is waiting. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy either the book or the movie. And remember, compassion is love plus action. Have a great day.